Hello, this is Vickie with VJ Designs. Welcome back to part 2 of my flip-flop journal made with junk envelopes. So continuing on, I prepared some stuff ahead of time and some things I have cut out, so just to speed the process up a little bit. But I did glue this paper on the front, and so then when we open, remember we had this pocket in here in the front cover, but I have this piece also that I cut out of a digital. I believe this was from scrapbookingwithme.com. She's got beautiful digitals over there. I would go check her out. That's Miss Edith at scrapbookingwithme.com, and I will have her linked below for you to go check her out and their store and her channel. Go over and give her some love because she is a wonderful lady. Has lots of great ideas. She's fun to hang out with. So, okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue this on. I feel like my craft space is closing in on me. It is Sunday afternoon here, and I had some time to work on this, so I thought I would just turn the camera on and do as much as I can, and I will probably do this particular video in 3 different parts maybe, but anyway. So there's the front cover. Very cute. So we open it up. Here we've got this pocket, and we're just kind of doing some putting on pockets and decorating a little bit right now, and later at the end we'll go through and put in some ephemera. So I had this piece. I'm just going to glue this in here. I believe this some of these digital pieces came from Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. And so I will have her linked below too. She's got cute videos and digitals as well. And so this, I just stamped out one of my Christmas stamps, one of my sentiments, and I'm just going to make a little pocket out of this right here, because we have a big pocket right here, and later we'll come back and put in a big journaling card. In there. Okay, and I will probably just add a little something here, but I'm just going to put this in here for now just to show that that's a pocket. And then we have this greeting card here. It's so pretty. And this page, and I only have 3 pages to a signature, so this is going to be, you know, not that big of a journal, but it'll be just enough for a daily journal if that's what or a December daily if that's what you want to use it for. So you'll have plenty of writing spaces for 31 days of December. Okay, so here, this white page, I went ahead and put some bundled sage. I just kind of inked that on the page, and then cut a piece of this green strip paper that I had, like a piece of washi tape. I really, sad to say, I really don't have much Christmas washi tape, and I think I have some, but I'm not exactly sure where it is right now. I think it's in a box in my closet. So, okay, so then I made this little pocket out of, yeah, spit it out, music paper, and I extended the pocket and put this piece on the end, and we can still decorate it. Put a little something on here. I thought this little stamp was pretty cute, so let's just go ahead and again, I'm not sure where this came from. It might have been in Shabby Dabby Doodahs digital. I'm not 100% positive. You could stamp a word on here if you want to, whatever you want to do. So there's a space for a tag right there. And you can journal on this page if you want. You know, it's light enough for you to be able to do that. And so over here, what I thought I would do is I'm going to take this stencil and use my vintage photo and start it off the page because I want to go across like this. So we'll just, I don't really like, you know, totally white pages. I don't know. Some people, it doesn't bother. I just don't like them. If I can do this without moving, I gotta be careful not to extend my left arm too much. I am going to be putting a pocket all across the bottom of both pages, so we got a little bit of stenciling there. It's just enough to kind of, you know, dress the page up a little bit, and it's not so stark white. And I'm just going to carry it on across the page because these pages do open up. This is the middle page. Trying to hold this so that it doesn't move on me, and it did. A little bit. Okay, so put some, let's see, go down here with it. I don't know where I got these. I think I got a pack of, hold on, I moved it. I think I got a pack of, oh great, right here, stencils, maybe on Amazon. There was like, I don't know, 8 of them in this package. See, I moved that a little bit. Okay, so there's just a light stencil across there. And so then what I did, I went ahead and cut this out, this pocket. This is typically what I do in the middle of my signatures, on the middle pages, usually. Is a pocket like this that spreads across the page. And we'll just go ahead and glue this down. Anyway, I think I started to say today is Sunday. Went to church this morning and it rained all night last night. And pretty much all day today it's been raining. And we have a meeting to go to tonight, so our worship team meeting, we're starting to have like once a month or something. So anyway, here's that page, okay? So it's not just totally stark white. I really like that. And then, you know, you can add something on here if you wanted to, like that. That kind of disappears on there, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do. Oh, I forgot. I totally messed this up because I was gonna do something different here. Oh well, that's fine. I need to put some glue though down the center. Okay, there you go. So there's that. And this page, you know, I think what I might do, just to be different, something different. I don't want to do the same thing on every page. But we'll take this green, and I've got a sponge here. I take these like seafoam sponges and cut them up into pieces. And we'll just do a little sponging technique. I'm sure all of you have done this. It's just another way to kind of cover up your white spaces for the white space haters. Who out there is team white space hater? I am. Mostly. Once in a while I'll leave a little white space, but for the most part I like to cover it up. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just glue these ends down like this. And it will be a tuck spot. Okay, for a big journaling card in there. All right, and here's the other side of that greeting card. So what I did on the back here is that I just took a strip of paper that matches this and glued across the bottom. You can still see Mary and Joseph above there, but it kind of hides the name on the card. But here's the story and the scripture. I wanted to leave that. Okay, and so here's this envelope, and I said I would probably do something right here. Well, I found this strip of paper that has cardinals on it. I love cardinals. And I took my punch, I think it's a 1.5 inch. I believe 1.5 or 1 3/4 punch, and punch that out, and that'll just go perfectly right in here. So I think I'm going to do it this way. So we'll just put that little guy right in there. So cute. Okay, so now there's a nice pocket there to put a journaling card in there. So now we're ready to flip over to the second part. And here's the second signature. And I have this stencil that sort of mimics this pattern on this paper a little bit. So I think I'm going to put it on here, and I will just use my vintage photo again. Put that on here. Now it's a little bit wider than my page, so I'm just going to center it on there. I won't get the sides of these little curly cues on the side. That's okay. You know, this just gives a real subtle look on your page, and you can still write on it, no problem. And kind of dresses it up a little bit. And I moved it. And these aren't, you know, like the highest quality stencils in the world, but I've gotten a lot of use out of them, and they've worked really well for me. So then up here in the corner, it has this little decoration right here. So I think what I might do is go ahead and put those on. Two. Okay, and we'll put them down here. Let's see. So unfortunately, okay, so I live in Montana, South Central Montana, and unfortunately, I think our summer is done, our warm weather. We had hot weather last week, and today we've had rain. I think there was, somebody said there was 19 inches of snow up on the mountain, Beartooth Mountains, and the pass is closed. So, yeah, winter has begun, and there was snow mix at my friend's house, which is not too far from me, but I'm like, she sent me pictures. They're the ones that go south every winter, and she don't like it at all. So I think what I'm going to do on this page, this kind of mimics, or maybe this one. It's kind of mimicking a poinsettia. And I think what I want to do is put some red on there. And bear with me a second, I gotta find my red. I can never remember if it's oxide or, yeah. It's the only red that I have is fired brick. I think this will work. Let me see if I can find another brush though. This one's got pink. I'm not sure if I have a red one that I've used. Yeah, I do. Okay. And I think I used it for this color. Not sure. Anyway, we'll find out. Okay, so this is fired brick. Ooh, that's pretty bright. It's gonna be pretty though. I like stencils, and I use them occasionally, not all the time, but I like using them in journals, like I said, on the white pages to kind of fill up the spaces, and they're just fun to get out and use them. This one I have used with, the reason that it looks green is because I used it when I was jelly printing once and didn't really clean it off that great. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. All right. I like it. Okay. So on the middle of this one, I just turned up the bottom and made a pocket here. And so what I'm going to do is just glue the ends here. Get all the way up to the top. Okay. And put that back in the bottle. I think what I might do here then is go ahead and use this sponge. I used it once before for this color, so I'm just going to use it here. And that's really pretty. So that takes care of the white. One moment, I'm going to shut my door. And grab a drink of water. Okay, so not sure yet what I'm going to do here. I'll probably have journaling cards to put in here. Okay, so I think in keeping with this red theme on this particular signature, sorry, I'll just blend this color in over here. A little bit different yet, but still congruent with the other pages using the same color. And I think that's pretty. Okay, so then all we need to do is glue the ends down on this page. I just folded it over, make a little tuck spot here, and I don't know what we could do here to kind of dress that up a little. Maybe to bring this color over, kind of, you know, bring it together. I have all these little strips and stuff that I decided, well, this is a good place to use your cutoffs and your strips and all that. So we'll just do that. And this color is over here, so I like that. Okay, moving on. So this is the last page of this signature. And here we have a white page again. So I think what I'm going to do is the sponging over here again. I just like this technique. It's light, you know, it's still light enough where you can definitely write on it. Yeah. Okay. So, and then, you know, what you could do is I don't know. Could put a belly band across there. This is another sentiment that I just stamped. I think what I might do is put that on here. I think I'll wait because I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. So we'll put some embellishments on a little bit later. And then here's another pocket back here. Okay, so now we get to the back of it. And I think what I'm going to do right here on this page is I have this paper and I cut a piece out that will fit on here. And I'm just going to cover it with this. Okay, so that's the back. And not sure what I'm going to put on here either. So we'll figure that out. Okay, so now we flip it again. And this is our signature. Remember we had the W. So this is our signature in the middle. And so when we flip it, we've got, this is page 1. And I think I'm not going to worry about this white here. I'm just going to glue these edges down and make a tuck spot. since I had this piece cut out to put around that big notch in the pocket in the first, on the first page, and I put something else on there. So I think what I'll do is put this on here as a belly band. And I gotta watch my time. Okay, so put this on here. Okay, and then we'll just glue this because you can't really write on the black page. Put this on here as a belly band. And then that's straight. And then you could put a journaling card or a tag down in there. Okay. All right. Now here's some more white space. Okay, so I thought what I would do with this empty space is try something a little bit different. So it's either going to be a disaster or it'll turn out pretty cool. So we'll just see. So I'm going to take two of these doilies, put them on here like this. And then I'm going to put some protection under here. Let's see, I need to get something to cover this page. Sorry about the crinkly noise here. Want to make sure I'm protecting that page for sure. Put this on here. And we'll just anchor this down on the bottom. This is an experiment I'm doing with you guys, so cross your fingers and your toes. Say a prayer that it works. It'll be okay. All right, so all right, so I'm going to put this off the page just a little bit. My thought is when I get through with the, I'm using, I'm going to try this Tim Holtz Distress mica stain. It's called Frosted Juniper. I tried a couple different colors of red that I had, and they were just, because this page is red, I wanted to do a little bit of a contrast. So here we go. And I did try this on a piece of paper in my trash can, so I think this might work okay. Okay, here we go. Got a little heavy-handed there. Okay, cool. So that's kind of the effect I was looking for. Then I can use these doilies elsewhere once they get dry. Wants to curl up on me. All right. Okay. And this, I love these mica sprays because they just leave a kind of a sheen. And I don't use them enough, but I mean, this one didn't turn out as crisp as I wanted it to, but you know, it's okay. This leaves a writing space over here and the page isn't all white. And yeah, I'm happy with it. First time trying that particular way of doing it. Gotta let all this stuff dry. So I protected my area, I protected this page. What I might do is just run a piece of washi tape or a strip of paper down here later when it dries. Want to make sure that dries. Okay. Well, that helped a little, I think, so we can move on. Okay, so on this page, what I want to do is, I mean, you could journal on this page. Now you can see the sheen from that mica spray. Got a little heavy right there. That's all right. This is a packaging that I got something in. I'm not sure what, but I thought, oh, that's pretty. I will save that. It kind of looks like snowflakes on here. So I'm going to attach this on here like a pocket. And usually what I use for this kind of thing, or vellum, is my Bearly Arts. Gotta get it going. I don't use this very much, but the reason why I use Bearly Arts, and Miss E from Scrapbooking with Me is the one that gave us this tip a long time ago, is that Bearly Arts does not show through the vellum. And it's true. So I use it all the time with my vellum, if I'm placing vellum down. Works really well. So I'm passing that tip along to you. This does not want to come out very well. Get it going here. It's like, you're not going to use me very much. I'm not going to cooperate. And I did not cut the top. I just left it folded over. So that it would reinforce the top. I'm just going to place this down here like a pocket. Okay. And then we can embellish the front of this, put a sticker or something like that on there. We'll come back through and put some embellishments. We could put something like this on here. It's kind of cute. We shall see. Okay, I might have to reinforce the corner there. Okay, so I think this is dry enough for us to go to the center here. Okay, so here's another center page. Centerfold, as you will, if you will. So what I did on the center, if I have 3 signatures, usually in the center signature, I hang charms. I don't put them in every one because I think it gets to be a little much, but it's kind of a nice surprise in the center of the journal to have some cute little charms hanging down. So I will do that once we decide, you know, what we're going to do here. So I think what I'm going to do is just do some more ink blending. And this time I will do the fired brick and a little bit of the bundled sage. Oops. And I'm just going over my thread in the middle. It's all right. So I should have something under here because I'm going off the edge. Over here. Okay, and then we'll do a little bit of the bundled sage. Get some red and green going here. Of course, the fired brick is going to be the dominant color here, but okay. So I think that makes a pretty background. And now I have to decide what I'm going to use for my pocket across here. Could use a piece of this, which I think I might do. Or could use this one. I did use this on the other center page. I think I like this one better. So let's see, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll start out with 9.5. I think we might have to cut off like a 1/4 inch more. And it's just a matter of how deep we want to have the pocket, so we'll go about 3.5. Okay. See if that works. Some of these pages blend into the next page, so it's, yeah. So I just need to cut off a little bit here. Okay, so then we fold it in half. And I'll show you how I cut my page. So it's going to open like this. It's going to be the middle. And I want the angle to go down. So I'm putting it in my... You just have to figure out how far you want it to go down. So go down about half, and then I don't quite go to the corner. I leave a little bit on the top. So then I cut it like that. To me, it's just the easiest way. Oops, I did it backwards. Oh my gosh. Brother. Let's try that again. I needed to have it turned right side out. You could probably all see that coming, right? Like, no, turn it over. Okay, what do we say? Bloopers are included. All right, now turn it right side out. Fold it in half. This is your left side, so you want to cut from this side. There we go. How many times have I done this? Apparently not enough. Okay. And so now we're going to go ahead and glue this pocket down. And make sure, yeah, I still need to cut off a teeny bit over here. Okay, let's get it glued down. Sorry, I have to hold it close to me. I'm not wearing my sling right now, so I have a tendency to want to stretch my arm out, and I'm not supposed to do that very much, so... There's that. Okay, here we go. Get this glued down. Okay, there's our pocket. Now I think that color goes really well with what we did here. And I'm going to leave this for a little bit later when we go through and put some embellishments on. Okay, right here, I think what I want to do is just put this little envelope. This is an envelope somebody sent me, folded up with some goodies in it, and I'm going to use it. It's cut. It was in the shape of an envelope, so I just cut it out, and we're going to use it. So and she usually sends stuff like that inside of a paper, maybe that she printed off and didn't like, or it was kind of a misprint or whatever. And I usually end up using them. So I just need to decide if I want it to open this way or this way. I think maybe this way. And then you can put a journaling card or paper in there to journal on or whatever. And I'm not going to worry about the white. It does kind of bug me, but I'm just going to glue this down. Not worry about it. It's okay. Okay. We'll get this glued down here. Try to get it straight. And normally what I like to do, there's several different kinds of closures you can do for these. You could do magnet, you could do, this isn't real strong, so I don't want to be, I think what I'm going to do is cut out a punch. Out of fairly sturdy cardstock. Okay, and then we'll cut it out of this piece that I messed up. So cut out another piece to glue on top of that. And then we'll put that on there as our closure. It's kind of mostly what I like to do. So you just line these up. Yeah, easier said than done. All right. I'll just ink around the edge of this since I didn't get it exactly covered. And then what you do is just glue it, you know, like halfway down. So this will just tuck underneath. Just kind of put it in the middle. I'm going to untuck that for now so it doesn't get stuck. Okay, so there's that page. And then we get over here. And what are we going to do? I have this card I think would be pretty on here. And I think what I'll do is make a pocket out of it. We're recycling a card again, which is awesome. One of my favorite things to do. Okay. Okay, and I think that's gonna fit on there really well. And I'm going to put the notch over here on this side, so it'll just be easier to get stuff in and out of. Could use this side, but I think I'm just gonna do this. I think that's really pretty. Try to get it somewhat in the middle. How cute is that? I mean, yeah, it's just a big pocket. It takes up most of the white space. I'm not going to worry about, you know, you could go around and do some edging around that page, which I have a tendency to do usually, but I'm not going to this time. Okay. So there's that. And then I think what we want to do over here on this side is put a belly band. So I'm going to cut to fit. Because here again, you can't really, I mean, you could, like with a white pen, you could do that for sure. Oh my gosh, I've got so much stuff over here. I'm going to have a craft lunch here pretty soon. Put that back. I can go so long with a mask, and then I hit a wall, and then I'm like, no, I can't do one more thing without cleaning this up. Whoops, look at that. I got it too short. Well, that's okay, because this is kind of what I was wanting to do. Anyway. Is go this way. Yeah. I'm just going to take my ink that I had on. Oops. Wrong color. Well, maybe it was the right color. That's all right. I'm just going to ink around this a little bit. Maybe around the belly band, just so it'll stand out a little bit. I probably should have used the black soot. Probably would have been better. These colors kind of clash, but that's okay. It's all right. Doesn't really matter. Let's see where I want to glue this on here. So I'm extending the belly band, and I'm just putting a little piece on the end like this. Okay, and then we can just put a little something on there. So let's get this glued down. Okay, so there's the belly band. And that's pretty much the end of this. I'll come back and put something on here to write on. And this I will glue down underneath here, so it'll be a tuck spot for something, and I will cover this with something. I think this video is turning out to be pretty long. I'm having to splice a couple together, and then we'll do one more video going through and doing the finishing touches. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope you hung out there with me and it wasn't too boring. And this is my flip-flop journal, and please press that like button if you came by to see me, and leave me a comment and I will answer you. I even go back to my later, all my previous videos and see if anybody watched, made a comment, and I will make a comment back. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.